The Indiana Pacers are playing electric basketball. They are on pace to boast the best offense in NBA history, and they're doing it with a beautiful brand of hoops that involves tons of shooting, lots of ball movement, and playing at an extremely fast pace. But they wouldn't be successful in doing so without their superstar orchestrator, Tyrese Haliburton. It's not enough to say that Haliburton is an offensive superstar. He is on pace to have one of the best offensive seasons in recent history. Entering his fourth year, Hallie and the Pacers had pretty lofty expectations of being in the playoff race. And with the Pacers upgrading their roster around their first-time All-Star in Haliburton, it was fair to have those expectations. But Hallie is destroying the benchmarks we expected him to be at. He's currently averaging 26.9 points per game on 67.4% true shooting, while dishing out a career-high, league-leading 11.9 assists per game and having an assist percentage of nearly 48%. Just to put how ridiculous that is into context, only 4 players have put up 25 plus points per game on 67% true shooting: Kevin Durant, Steph Curry 2 times, and now Haliburton. When you add in the 10 plus assists per game, Hallie is in a category of his own. Only 2 players have put up 20 plus points per game, 9 plus assists per game, and shot 67% true shooting: Haliburton and Nikola Jokic. Reduce it to 61% true shooting, and Jokic did it twice, Magic did it twice, Harden did it twice, LeBron did it once, Kevin Johnson did it, and this is Haliburton's second season doing so. So how is he doing it? How has he turned into one of the best offensive engines in modern day basketball? Well, there are a few things. First of all, the Pacers built a very ideal roster around Haliburton. They have tons of shooting in Buddy Hield, Benedict Mathurin, Bruce Brown, Aaron Nesmith, and even their big men, Miles Turner and Jalen Smith, can stretch the floor. They have elite off-ball cutters and movers. Hield is one of the best shooters ever. Bruce Brown won a championship feasting off of backdoor cuts, and guys like Obi Toppin, Mathurin, and Hield are excellent in transition, where Haliburton's passing is at its best. Second, and this is related, the Pacers play at a blistering pace. They are first in pace among all 30 teams, and they are second in very early shot attempts, which is between 22 and 18 seconds left on the clock. All of this helps Haliburton, a large point guard who can make quick decisions, get to the rim and finish, and shoot the ball at an insane clip. It starts with the shooting though. Haliburton has turned himself into one of the best shooters in the league and one of the most lethal pull-up threats in recent memory. He's shooting 46% on all threes according to Cleaning the Glass and 44.7% according to NBA.com. That percentage would be the 5th best among high volume shooters who are attempting more than 6 threes a game. As far as pull-up shooting goes, Haliburton attempts over 5 pull-up threes a game and hits 42.7% of them so far this season, first in the league among 8 players who attempt more than 5 threes a game. 20 players have attempted 8 or more pull-up jumpers, including 2-pointers, and Haliburton is 4th at 44.9% in that department as well. And when it comes to scheming out how to guard him, his shooting makes it virtually impossible. Teams constantly have to fight over screens because Haliburton is able to make them pay with his unorthodox jumper and high release point. What makes it even more potent is that he's added step backs, side steps, hesitations, everything in the bag to get more daylight for that 3-point shot. And while he is blistering in that department to start this year, there's no reason to think he's going to slow down. Just look at his shooting numbers, specifically his pull-up numbers through the first 4 years of his career. Haliburton has been steadily increasing his attempts while also increasing his percentages, an indication that this shooting is very sustainable. And because teams are forced to guard Haliburton so high up, he can use screens and even isolation opportunities to get downhill and finish at the rim at will. He's shooting 62% at the rim, which is actually a career low, and is 8th in drives per game. He has the 4th best field goal percentage on those drives among players who drive the ball more than 10 times per game. And while he doesn't have the most impressive handles, Hallie has enough of a bag to create separation. He uses these change of pace moves, hesitations, stop and go stuff to just get to the basket and finish. He's also improved as a mid-range scorer, developing a potent floater and mid-range pull-up game, which helps him settle into mid-range buckets when teams decide to play drop defense against him and stay back. Haliburton is knocking down 59% of all of his mid-range shots, a career high, and 97th percentile for his position, and knocking down 62% of his floaters. Just a ridiculous scoring repertoire and development from a guy who was considered a secondary creator at best coming out of college. We could stop the video here and essentially tell you that because Haliburton is such a deadly shooter and finisher, it not only opens up his incredible vision in passing, but it creates an incredible offensive engine. But it's important to explain how. Haliburton is a great example, a lesson in why scoring and playmaking come in hand. When you can shoot and score the way Haliburton does, defenses have to key in on you more. They have to shadow you, send help, send double teams, and with his size, he's able to make beautiful passes because of it. And the Pacers have made a killing because of it. Haliburton is obviously a great transition passer, but he's also a very good mover off of the ball. He can make a pass, relocate into space, and knock down a shot. And as far as the passing goes, the scoring threat he possesses makes teams key in on him, and that allows Haliburton to make really simple decisions. None of Haliburton's reads are complex. He makes flashy passes, but nothing is too complex. He often just makes the right play, and doing so while rarely turning the ball over. Haliburton is #1 in points per possession as the pick and roll ball handler among high frequency pick and roll players, and it's because Indy's personnel works well with his skill set. Haliburton's improvements as a shooter makes it so that teams are constantly sending switches at him or trapping him in the pick and roll, and that allows him to make easy reads and for his teammates to get easy points. Most of the time, the Pacers bigs are slipping these screens into space, or the Pacers shooters are ghosting these screens to get open shots. There are numerous examples of teams loading up on Haliburton because they are afraid of his deadly outside shot, and they make that mistake, and he creates advantages for his teammates because he's always making the right play. He is a winner by all definitions, and he is showing that so far this season. And now the Pacers have a chance to win the first ever in-season tournament championship. Maybe by the time you're watching this, they've already won, but even before that, the Pacers were winners for fielding an ideal roster and for building a foundation for what could be something really special. And it's all centered around the newest offensive superstar in the NBA, Tyrese Haliburton. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and make sure to let us know what you think about Sengun's season so far. And also, if you're interested, check out the Objective Basketball Podcast where I talk about the NBA more generally. We will see you guys later. Take care.